Welcome to Dyson Sphere Program. My name is Nilaus and this is episode 10. And we have big things planned for this episode. We are going to start working on our beloved St. Cabbage needs some rings on him. What? Yes. I don't know. That didn't make any sense. We are going to start working on the Dyson Swarm today, making solar sails, railguns, ray receivers, that kind of thing. But I need to start with an apology for the previous episode. But I just don't want to. I just need to explain how stupid I was. So I was doing recording and I did the time lapse. And then, if you watched the last episode, you managed to stay awake until the end. Then it was just 3 minutes of black screen. So how could that happen? Well, I've recorded in an outro. I did the time lapse and recorded the outro where I was just doing like this, talking. You know, that's what I do. And then I set it up to, I edited, started processing. Once I started processing, I was in a hurry, so I just went in and I renamed the file. And because I renamed the file, the video editing couldn't find it anymore. So when it got to the last outro bit, it just rendered that as black screen. And since I was in a hurry, I didn't have time to check it. And it was stupid. I'm sorry. And it'll never happen again. Yeah, well, promising is easy. Anyway, so what I wanted to show you at the end of last episode is what a planet looks like completed. It has 5 rings around it with solar panels. This has this grid that is much more visible now into 5 quadrants. That makes it for me incredibly easy to start building on this planet, which is super ironic because we're not actually going to build it. The main objective of this planet for me is to make giant smelting columns. So I'll move all my smelting to this planet, and after I do all the smelting, then I'm going to move my electromagnetic turbines, because I will, in this episode, completely run out of these. I can guarantee you that. So this is sort of prepared for later on, because we'll always run out of these. And it's just nice to build this near something iron, copper, that kind of thing. But for now, we are going to say this is a great planet. I'm happy, and I'm going to leave it as it is, because we have been seeing some power issues, and I want to start working on those power issues. There we go. We're flying back here to the Vichy planet. I'm going to go up on the top of the planet here. Oops. Boom. So let's see. What other things that we want to make in this episode? Well, let's see. So if we want to go in here, let's have a look at... I think we can find it pretty easily. That one. Yes. Ray receivers. We're going to need that to harvest the sun from... or harvest the energy from the Dyson Sphere. And that can't be done because it requires some supermagnetic rings. The second thing that I need is ray guns. There we go. We got the ray guns, and they also need supermagnetic rings. So the first thing we need to do is make a build for supermagnetic rings. Now I'm going to build it pretty close. This planet has also gotten 5 rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's kind of how I want to build my sort of civilized planets. Let's call them that. Unless I go there specifically just to build one thing. I'm going to look for some space that I've prepared. There we go. That is prepared space. And this should be a good place to build what I need to build. Let's see. We're going to start making the supermagnetic rings. How are we going to start it? So this is the tempting thing to do. Just copy it there. But if I do that, then it'll copy all of these settings. And I don't want that. So instead, I'll have to go to the menu, build it here. I'm going to build it at this location, so it is sort of put in the middle of this fiver. It's kind of closer to that edge than that edge. I think that's good because this one also takes a bit of time with some solar panels and stuff. Alright, let's get some power in here immediately. Well, so much for that idea about not copying. Oh yeah. That is because if you do this, then it will place it like that. Even if you deselect, it'll still remember it. Right, it'll still remember it. So what you need to do in order to have it forget this, let's confirm. Yeah, in order for you to make sure that it forgets, if I build it again, it's going to be, so if I build it now, then it's going to be with all the copies. So what you need to do is just select any other thing. There you go, just select it. Go back. And then I place it. Please be right. Yes, it does not remember anything. Excellent. So that's why you sometimes see me go in here and go like, click, click, just to remove the filters if I need that. A load of vessels, always. Alright, so what is this one? This is going to be supermagnetic ring. Supermagnetic ring will require some electromagnetic turbines, it'll require some magnetic coils, and it'll require, what was the last thing? Some graphite. So the only thing here is this one. This is our big troublesome one. We're going to do that. We are not gonna make them available, or we're not. Yeah, make 10,000 because that's completely reasonable. Okay, maybe make 5. Take 2,000 of each. Seems good. There you go. And I'm not gonna start requesting them yet because I don't know what design I'm gonna build. I think that if this is 3 things in, let's always start with something like this. That's probably a good idea. Nope. I want to build it so it can actually get from this line. Alright. Supermagnetic ring. It's 3 of those. Yeah, okay, so 2 of them are a bit higher quantities. So what if I do, like, this is low quantity item, goes in here. And then I also take the return here. And then I can take the 2 higher quantity items out on the outside. That one. And the other one. And then I gotta figure out how big I want to build this, but that's just gonna be, we'll figure out. And here, whoops. I'm building it all the way down there. I don't know if that's too much. Okay, so now let's figure out how fast it is. This is on a 3-second cycle, so if I built 3 of these, then it consumes 3 of the other ones. So if I built 12 of them, then I make 4 of these per second, and 4 times the 3 magnetic rings, that is 12. So that's gonna be our bottleneck, or it's gonna be like the most logical amount to do. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Well, that's a thing. No. Oh, I wish there was an undo. 2, 3. There. Now they match. Good. And I am going to just put some power poles here. That should be fine if we put the power poles like this. Yeah. And there. Okay. So all of this needs to be done. Let me just fill this in. There's no reason to do time lapses on these kind of things. I mean, it would be nice to have more than 5 drones, but yeah, that's when we get to yellow signs. So my idea right now is I want to do solar sails, ray receivers, exchanges, so power becomes less of an issue. And then I'm going to go into yellow signs. If I go into yellow signs, then I'm going to put in like 100 more chemical plants. And 100 more chemical plants, yeah, you know, I can't support it. And I'm going to have everything running around in low power state for a very long time. So let's fix the power, get some beauty on our local sun, and then we'll go into the yellow signs. So it is by no means a rush. We're doing this in and out, in and out, in and in and in. That's it. Plain and simple. Down there, that one, and then 3 taps, and then it's good. Right, so this one can be done. I can start requesting local demand, not supply, local demand, not supply, local demand, not supply. That's weird. How are you not doing anything? Is that just a... I'm pretty sure we have it. Or no, I'm absolutely sure we have it. Oh, that's kind of pathetic. Oof. Well, it is getting what it can. I guess one of the issues is it's being consumed for power at this point. Yeah. Can I just... I don't know. I really don't want to use it for power when I need it for something better, more useful. I don't know. If it consumes this rate, then it'll consume it. So, and power is, well, let's look at it. It's pretty good. The generation capacity, it's pretty damn good right now. So that is good, but we're not really getting a lot of this. I want to see this one operational, so let's wait until things come in. And now it is slowly working. It's not gonna get much, but it's okay. we just need a bit. We just need a tiny bit here. So these will be highly contested, and I might need to sort of shuffle around so that I prioritize getting these into the ray guns and into the ray receivers. Those are the most important things. There will be other things that also require it, such as Belts Mark III. I might not really want to make Belts Mark III right now. This one is local demand. I'm going to set it down because I don't really need Belts Mark III, so let's not request them just yet. What I do need is up here, and let's see if I can find any of them. That's tough. That one. You're getting tiny bit inbound here. And that was one. The other one is, I can recognize it by having an extra belt. That one. Nope. This one. Yep. There's also a tiny bit inbound here. So that's just time, which is on my side in this case. So that is great. One down and many more things to go. Let's build now for the solar sails. So let's have a look at the solar sails. Solar sails. Of course, graphene. We got lots and lots of that. So that's great. And then it requires photon combiner. We don't have photon combiners, but we do have the prisms. I made a hacky little prism build some time ago. And in green circuits, we also have it because I built that for blues. That's some time ago. And let's go to this location. Let's have a look. So here's this is what I showed you last time. I built a little one for magnetic cords and a little one for green circuits. So we can use that one for green circuits. This one, and I built the prisms that I built. I don't know what down there, I guess. I built that exclusively so that we have a little photon combiner, and then we can continue over here. I want to build this next to that one, next to this one. Again, we're right here. This is the titanium thing belt. So let's see what we can do. And I'm gonna get 1, 2, and this one. Let's hit the B button so we get the overlay. That is and I'll do that is on the edge, and then this one will be the one we need. Good. So let's look at photon combiners. We're going to make some photon combiners. That is quite simply just some, what are they called? Prisms and some greens. Okay, so let's get prisms and greens and then get some drones in here. I'm going to request absurd numbers of both and then keep this one full. Great. Let's also start making sure that we have some power here. And what's also important, make sure that drones do not waste their time going around with load at less. Okay, so let's do a design of this. I'm going to start over at this point. It's just the simplest way, so we're going to build kind of the same way. Let's see, photon combiners. There. Okay, there, by the way, there is an alternative here. There's a really nice alternative. Really nice alternative. But, you know, it's a resource we don't have. It's the optical grading crystal. Don't have it, unfortunately. It's a rare resource. Goes on another planet, but when we get it, oh boy, is that going to be easy to make solar panels. And let's see. So I'm going to make... What am I going to do? I think I'm going to do the same thing as the other one. It is 1 out, 2 in, 1 in. So if I do that one inbound, I don't know if I need to go this far out. Let's do that. And then I return it here. And then on the outside, I will get that one because that's twice as high quantity. And go all the way down there. Get this on the other side. And all the way down. So let's see if we can get this one. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, I like 12. Why 12? In this case, well, since this one is consuming 2 per 3 seconds, then 3 of these consume 2. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8. So it's more than a belt, but not quite enough space. I could move it. It's fine. We'll leave it like this. I don't think this is going to be our main issue in terms of just running out of things. So let's build the power is also good. And go down there. I want to get all of this built before we set up the sorters, because the sorters, I want to just drag it down here, and if you drag it on top of a ghost image, then it doesn't work. Then it doesn't copy, so we want to make sure that our copy works. So we'll just get these popping out. And all good. Again, we are going to make a very simple build here. Inbound, 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 outbound, inbound, and outbound. That's it. And this one, 1, 2, 3. And we can then start requesting things because it's already good. We built the whole thing. This is local and global supply. Sure, why not? Why not, indeed? Why not? And you can see how easy we can build these kind of things. And I'm just, how do I determine how big I want to build this? Well, this one will now be making 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. 8 of these per second. And that means I can get 12 solar panels per second, solar cells per second. That seems good. 12 solar cells per second seems really good. Are they coming in? Yep, they're coming in. So let's wait for it to actually start working. Oh, I didn't have to wait. Ha! The first thing is coming in. Where's the other one? Let's see. Oh, they're coming in here. And they built relatively quickly. And they just start being super greedy and taking all of it. That's good. And we start having some solar photon combiners. Photon combiners actually also used for ray receivers, if I recall correctly. If I do this, yeah, ray receivers. So solar cells and ray receivers. So they are going in now into the ray receiver build, which is good because that needs to get started. Ray receivers and super magnetic rings are now done. That is 2 out of the 3 things that we need to do. Now it's time for us to build some solar cells. Come on, fly higher. Yep. And let's find the location I have prepared. That location is prepared. Cool. Good. And where are we gonna build this? I think I'll build it at this location. I don't know. Let me just... Yeah. Oh, now we're having fun and games here. Out of power. I don't think that's... I think it's a temporary thing. Let's look at this one. This one is fully saturated. I think it's primarily because of the one I just set in. But you can see the good thing about having power issues now is that I can say, see, this is why I focus on it. This one is filling up, but it's only like taking 16. So, yeah. Also, there's a lot of other things that get started. It goes all the way up to 600. I don't know why it would go up to 600. Doesn't matter. It'll settle down soon-ish, I hope. And if not, then that's the whole point of this, is making sure that we have better power. Here we got the next one. This is going to make solar cells for us. Look at us, just rolling along. So solar cells is 2 solar cells for 2 inputs. So it's pretty damn simple. We're going to get some graphene that we have tons of. And we get the photon combiner that we just made. I got to put some of these in here. And I will make sure that drones don't go out unless they can go all the way out. And then we go kind of the same pattern again. Since it's more output than input in this case, I think I'll put the inputs on the inside and the outputs on the outside. That seems to make sense to me. Like, this goes in. How big do I want it? It's on a 4-second cycle or something. So let's just start out by assuming a lot. That one. And then, can I figure out how this one's go back? That one. I think. Nope. One, two, three. Yeah, it's this one. Here. Whew, that is some build. Let's get the first part down. This one, and then and of course I wanted to do this just to confirm that this one could be done. And this one will be in, in and then out on this side and out on that side. All right, let's get this one done. Should be simple enough. So that was a lot of work for the drones to build. My few slow drones had to work overtime, and as we can see, power is just getting worse. Why is it getting so much worse? Well, I think there's a bit of a death spiral going on here, and that's kind of the reason, I would imagine. One thing I do want to check is, well, I don't know, okay, I copied, is actually our old red circuit build, like that one. Yeah, okay, there's actually a little trick we can do with that one. That I would like to do. I don't. Yeah, there we go. Red circuit. See, I'm not sure it's smart though, because it actually is going to force it to continue. So what happens here is that this is getting stuck. Why is it getting stuck? I'm gonna make like the worst thing that you've ever seen. This one goes in here. So what if I built another one? Because I do need another one. This is like an awful hack. Lack of item. Oh, right. That's because it's trying to build these. And then I will build out here. Go up and go down and go back in there. This one will prioritize that way. And then I'll also add this one. So what this does is now it makes sure that these are just working all the time, and they'll be putting it into one build. The funny thing is I could actually just do upgrade, 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 belts only. Yep, only belts. Important that it's only belts. And then I could take this one, go straight in there, because this one will then not be used at all. There. Oh, it didn't pick up anything. That was weird. So this will make sure that we get funny thing how they decided to start working. They really shouldn't, but whatever. They'll be filling up. Oh, okay, when they fill up this one, then they'll stop working. Okay, so I just made the whole thing worse at the expense of maybe making something else better. I don't know. So at this point, let's see. Let's go back and fix our solar cells so they also start working. I have built 24 on this line. The reason why I built 24 is because that's a really neat number if we look at it. Then this one will be 4, that's 6 per second, so each of those consumes 6 of each of these. Each line here, there's 2 lines, 12, so this thing here, 24 on either side, is consuming exactly 1 full belt of each of the products. Now, I'm not making a full belt of each, but, well, 5,000 is apparently really difficult to hit. There we go. But I'm insistent. We'll get it. Wait for it. There we go. And I have those. Demand, not, and demand, not. And then we should have some solar cells. Maybe I should have done that before I went out. This one is really struggling because it's also just still trying to fill up this the storage. Everything's really poor, but I think it'd like to get better. I think it gets better. That's my naive hope here. What we will do then is we want to see that this is working. Okay, we are getting some of these in. Let's have a look at how that is building. That's down here. Are we getting anything? We're not really getting a lot of these. But they haven't been there for a very long time either, so that's probably it. But I mean, I want to see that they are working, but they're also, someone has low power, so yeah. Oops. This one I think is one of the bigger issues, the fact that I'm not really getting enough inputs here to feed them and to sort of keep them flowing. Oops. We're going to go back here and make sure that we just get this started. As soon as we get it started, I feel much better. And here comes the graphene. Sorry, it's not graphite, it's graphene. And then the other thing is going to be a lot slower, but it will get there. And building up to these solar cells is just not a problem. Oh, now I get why I didn't have any photon combiners. That's because they're still being requested inside the hub area for the ray guns, right? Ray guns. This one, are you building? You got 14. That's not impressive. And where's the other one? There. Got 30 of those. So 30 shooters and 14 receivers. Not much. This one, what is your problem, by the way? It's almost certainly the fact that we're not really getting any of these. And what is on the other side? Yeah. And it's also this one. You're not getting any. Alright, well, that is not much I can do about that. Well, wait and see. I guess we're going to just make sure that this one gets done. I have 40 of them. That is excellent. That means this will work. It's just not working super fast. It's okay, actually. It's okay. As soon as we just start throwing them into the air, it's going to get much better. Now, what we're going to do from here is we are going to... I'm actually, honestly, just going to wait a bit because I want things to settle down a bit and then we have a bit more. What I'll do is we need a location that we can shoot things from, so that will, surprisingly enough, actually not be from the same planet. I'm going to transport all of my... I'm going to transport my solar sails to Wundertüte, and Wundertüte will shoot. The reason is that here in this home planet, the actual shooting takes a lot of power as well, and I really don't have that power here. But if I move it to this location, which has its own power supply with some solar panels, then I can feed that. Also, I can use the South Pole to that, and I want to use the South Pole on my home planet there for ray receivers at this location. So if I build the ray guns, then I can't do ray receivers here, and I need the ray receivers here, and then it means I put the ray guns somewhere else. Cool. That is what we're going to do. Let's fly to the other planet and then just have a look at where we want to build it. Go, off we go. We have 3 planets. Woohoo! No, technically moons, but you know what I mean. Oh, I always forget to check whether I have power before I fly out. Here it comes, a beautiful moon. Well, I'm going to call it a planet. I know they're moons, but I'm just going to call them planets because otherwise I get confused. Here, let's just land somewhere. Boom. And let's look at this. There. Good. So this is the South Pole. Yeah, this is, as always, when you build like the first things, there's going to be some things not really quite ready here. So let's try to make this planet ready as well, just a bit, just so we can build the solar cell, the ray guns. I forgot to bring it. All right, I'm gonna go grab the stuff, and then we'll be setting up here. So here we are back again. I have just paved the world. Well, just paved this little top. And what I'm gonna do here is I am going to build a planetary thing here. There we go. That's gonna go in here, and then that will go. Let's see, where do we want to go? We want to go... Oh, we'll take this one. So the idea of this one is that it's simply going to bring solar sails. That's it. Only solar sails. And obviously we need to make sure that it's powered there. And then I will bring out from this location solar sails. And then the question becomes always, how do we build this? Well... I have gone back and gotten 66 of these, and I want to build it like this. And then I have to remember that we can actually build it with the new way of doing it. And so I want to build them like middle of these, middle there, middle there. And that means I need to get here a splitter, so this one can go in and go. Oh, hold on. Yes, with the clockwise, yes, clockwise around us, and there, and there, and then I have to take this out because I also want this to go out here, because right now I'm not consuming it very quickly, but maybe I will later on consume it a bit more quickly. So we go that location and back again. Nope, I guess not. There. So that's one loop around, and then I'm gonna do another loop here, and then it should be possible to do from that one in. Yep. And then I'm gonna build the next one, which will be right there. And there. You go in and you go on that one. Can I do this? Well, I'm gonna have to wait. There we go. Now I can get it. And I'm gonna go one more out. I think we want 3 lanes, and then it'll be in this location, I think. Out here. Now this planet is actually the worst one to use for this specific thing, because it has like a crazy orbital period and a very long rotational period as well. So it's going to take a long time before it sort of gets into gear. Or sort of, it'll be a long while between shooting and then not shooting. Now I'll have 3 lanes around here, and this might be where we want to do our Dyson Sphere setup. There will be 3 different orbits, and I press the Y button. Now we go into Dyson Sphere for Sink Cabbage, and I'm going to start with my number 1 orbit, and I can't change this orbit, so we're not going to use that. I'm going to add a new orbit. I want to make these orbits big, so I'm going to make them 20,000. I am going to make this orbital inclination 0, there, and then I'm going to say something like simple as that. So this one means it goes this way around, so that's 1. Then I'm going to add a new orbit that will also be 20,000. I want 3 orbits, and they want them perpendicular to each other. 90. But also this one. Yeah. So do they start the same place? Yes, they do. I don't want them to start the same place. I want to start different locations. There. Okay. I'll create it. And I want the 4th one, which will also be 2000. Then it'll have inclination 90. Ah, pretty close, actually. Not at all close. 90. There. So they are now 3 orthogonal to each other. Same size. If I go into this plane, I only see 1. If I rotate over to this plane, I only see 1. If I rotate up here, I'll only see 1. And of course, the default one that I can't get rid of. Excellent. So I'm going to use down number 2, 3, and 4. That means this one will be number 2, this one will be number 3, and this one will be number 4. The idea is also like they will have different locations to shoot at, because they will be shooting at the... Yeah, who knows what they'll be shooting at, and honestly. It's a really weird way, in my opinion, how they work. I haven't entirely figured out how it works. But they're firing at a point, and that point is moving around. So sometimes that will be below the horizon of from our planet's perspective, especially when it's a moon circling around a planet, circling around the sun, in an orbit that circles around the sun. It's just almost impossible to really figure out what the hell's going on. So basically, if you make 3 different orbits, then there's more likely that at least one of them will be shooting at any given time. That's unfortunately as much detail as I can give you about that. I think you can make a lot of wrong assumptions about things, considering this is a moon around a planet that has to go all the way. So there's just so many things that can be, so many variables that I don't think we can actually read very much out of those parameters. Oh, lack of item. How did that happen? All right, I am going to... I did not even foresee that. Why did I not foresee that? You are going to request 2,000. Oh, please work. And that one. Now we have this. It's powered. I will do local demand. Please work. Yes. Whew. What about sorters? Sorters are not a problem. Not a problem at all. Okay, let's wait until this comes back. We got all the belts in and we have now placed them. That takes a while, but so let's do that ourselves. Now this one can be copied around. One of the big things about this is always like, how do we... There. That's how I want it. How do we power these? And I think that because you can't build the power in here because they need space to rotate. So I'm going to build power poles out here. Yes. That's going to be good. That one might be, well, problematic. I'm going to build the next one here. And then I'm pushing him. There. That's the location. And then I need to figure out where I can build the power poles. And I think that is an option. And I think it will exactly reach those two. Yep. There. There. And take that out and build it there. Right, that's excellent. What about the last one? That is now also exactly where it should be, right? Huh. Will that be powered by this? Yep, it is powered. And they have orbit 4, orbit 3, orbit 2. Yes. And then naturally this one would like to have one here, but it can't, so... Okay, so we'll have it down there. Right, so let's build this all the way around. Should be pretty simple to get that done. And let's get some ray guns up and running. And now there's only one thing remaining, and that is starting to request these. Request and don't do anything else. We are now sending out all of our ones here. Yep, they should be all 2,000 sent out. There we go. 2,000 will be inbound shortly. And they are going back to the home planet. Let's have a look at it from out here. It looks amazing as well. It takes so short time. They just launch in all directions and then they sort of find a path to over here to the virtual planet. Can I just clickety-click? Yes, and they'll go down there. I can't really see it in more detail. So, but let's wait for them to come back. And here they come. Coming from our home planet and just landing in nicely. And as soon as they land, they will take off again. Because we just need to fill this up to a lot. So let's see. We have the sun and you can see that not even a lot of them can actually shoot at this moment. That is a very few of them that can actually shoot. But we will see. We're starting to see things going out. And not a damn one can shoot. Damn, this is disappointing. I wanted this to be shooting. Ah, there's one shooting. Yay. Seriously? That's it? What about down here? One of the things I want is I want to actually prioritize it going to the outer lanes first. Otherwise, it'll just take too long for it to go to the outer lane. Yeah, that's on the outer lane first. So get those out there. I have 2 of them shooting. This is the main problem about this rotation. It's not really gonna be a lot. So these ones are below. You can see here, the target pitch angle is below the horizon, so they're just idle. These 2, you can see the target pitch is slowly increasing, and I think when it gets to 5%, it'll work. This one is slowly decreasing, so there will only be like 2. So this one might start and then. That one is going down below 90. Below 5, then it's not going to do anything. So let's go below 5. And There, now it stops. And this one is there, 5, and now that one starts up. So right now I have 2 shooting at any given time. That is less than impressive. At other times I will have all of them shooting. My only thing is, like, I would like to have this to be something that was a bit more consistent than this. Unfortunately, that is not an option. The one thing I wanted to see is, like, solar life has been upgraded radically, and I can't do any of these, well, yet, but 300 more seconds is very nice. So what I can do is just wait for these to actually build up a better orbits, have the orbits rotate. If I look at the sun, yeah, you can see there's just a few here. If I look at the Dyson Sphere, it's a total of 2 megawatts, not much. What I'm going to do is I am simply going to do what I always do about my problems. I am simply going to ignore them and then hope they go away. That seems to be the most rational thing for us to do. Although you can say this one will take some time to actually fire up, and by the time it needs to fire up, I still need to have one more thing I need to do, and that one more thing is to don't you spend all of my fuel and don't go too fast. That thing is boom, there. This one I need to be able to receive the power as well, so I need to get some receivers. So let's get the receivers up here. We have some, I don't know how many we built, but I hope we built like 30 maybe. 42, perfect. I mean, by perfect I mean not very much, but it's something. It is something. So I'm gonna build it again. You can see this is also having the same issue, that it's kind of under the horizon. I prefer to build them out here. Some would say build them at the equator, but I don't think that's great on the equator for sort of normal rotation planet. I'm gonna start building them out here in this pattern. That's something, and I'll build it the other way around as well. And then I'll probably make some inner rings as well on top of that. There. Well, we have one nice big ring here. Let's run around and get that sorted. What these are consuming, they are consuming a whole lot of nothing. Power, the idea here is you can see how much power we're requesting. Requested power is way less than our total power. Why is it so low? But look at how little it's getting. The power load here. Oh, power has actually stabilized here just by me not being around for a bit. Huh. That's funny how that's a solution to most things. It's just me not messing with it actually improves performance. Let's not sort of dive too deep into the meaning of that. But each of these will be at the current rate. They are really not requested power. Shows current requested power by the ray receiver from the Dyson Sphere. When the power of the Dyson Sphere is insufficient, actual allocated power will be less than the requested power. So yeah, the strength here is very low because that's the strength of the signal. And max output for this one could be 6 megawatt. And how many did I place? I had 42, picked up 42, and then I have left, so that's 27 times 6. We have no idea what that is, but that's something. 160, 70, 80. Okay, these are spinning, but the rest of them are kind of idle. Interesting that this one is... You're not working. Your integrity is 0. This one has slight integrity. Yeah, as you can see, it's also very low at the horizon. Not surprising, they can't really receive much. But they're now receiving a bit. Again, really low amounts that being requested. And that is obviously due to the fact that this one is not really adding much. We've gotten up to 28 megawatts, but if you look at it, okay, so now you can see that more things are shooting. That's very nice. And we're actually seeing just a few shots going into another orbit here. So one of the orbits is clear in view and the other orbit is just barely in view. I think this is the one that we were looking at. That was the original, where just like 1 or 2 ray guns are shooting, and then suddenly this one came into view and then it starts shooting at that one. I suppose if you build it both in the South and North Pole, then at least half of them will be working. But again, then you're building twice as much and taking twice as much space. So I'm going to do this, and basically my idea, hope is that this stuff that I put in, when it gets into the dark area, then it'll still be able to rotate, and over time I'll have enough in this one. You can see that it is increasing. It's not gonna be super fast, but it will get there. It'll get there, I hope. Come on. What I also really like to see is like the third orbit. The third orbit is... See, I can't see where it's shooting. So I can't see why it's shooting at that point. And likewise, this one is shooting at that point, but I don't know what point it's supposed to be shooting at here. But it has to be sort of below this plane, wherever the axis is. So if the point is on this orbit, the orbit point of the orbit is up here, and it would be really convenient if it was always targeting this area, and that area would just be moving. I don't know. We'll just basically just overkill it, and then it'll find a way by itself soon enough. The strength is 100%, that's good. We are starting to get at least almost 1 megawatt. We're requesting a bit more here. So the reason why this number is so low is because it starts here by the continuous receiving. Then it'll need to get all the way up to get all the 6 megawatts of power. It takes a while. But this is something. I think that once this one goes to like maybe 1 gigawatt, then I'll be able to request enough from these. And I can always just make another lane on the inside. I think we might want to do that, or we might want to do that on another planet. Right now we have power enough, so I'll just add this one when we need more. I'm pretty happy about it. So what we've done in this episode, just to recap, is that we built the supermagnetic rings, we built the photon. Let's see, the supermagnetic rings are up here. Yep, supermagnetic rings. They are not working very well because of the electromagnetic engines. That is a known issue. We built our solar panels, and in order for us to build the solar panels, we also had to, down here at the south, we had to build the photon combiners. Photon combiners are kind of missing some glass. Glass is easy to get. We could easily get more of that. And or prisms. And then we built our ray guns over at the second planet, and then on top of that we have now ray receivers at the southern crown here of the planet, which will help us fix the power. And it also means that the other planets in this solar system can also get some power this way, and that will be helping a lot. So with the Dyson Swarm up and running, it should be pretty good. Look at that, there is actually something going on up there. Ah, that looks nice. Cool. I'm gonna wrap this one up here. Thank you very much for watching. It has been a pleasure. If you like it, hit the like button. Let me know in the comments below about ideas and thoughts and mistakes, maybe good ideas for things. Or if also, I'd like to do also tutorials for Dyson Sphere Program. So if you have ideas for things that I should do a tutorial on, let me know. And if you say mall one more time, you're out of here. We don't build malls. They're shitty shopping centers. I don't do that. I build logistics hubs, and that's what I have. And those I have tutorials for. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Take care and stay effective.